Morning, Sage Sue back for another weekly video. My topic today is refreshing or freshening up our lives. I've been thinking about this in a number of ways. It's spring, it's a great time to kind of freshen up. I decided on a fresh background today with the quilt wall hanging my mom made for me, some yellow behind me, so changing that up. Last week I added some color to my hair again because the brown with some gray thrown in was getting to be really boring. So those are small ways we could freshen up our lives. But there are also big ways we can do it. There's a great story about a man who showed up at work every day, opened up his lunchbox, and there it was, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Oh my gosh, this is so boring. Next day, same thing. Opens it up. This peanut butter and jelly sandwich is going to be the death of me. The next day, same thing. Opening it up. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so tired of this. So finally a coworker spoke up and said, "Who makes your lunches? Maybe you should request that they fix something different, or even you fix something different." And the man replied, "I live alone. I don't have a partner. I'm the one making my lunch." So how many times do we create our own ruts by being too stuck in habits and routines? Even good ones, healthy ones, can get to be a habit or a rut over time that isn't healthy for us. So looking at ways that we can make sure we don't fall into this trap and getting too fixed in our habits and routines. And that's when retirement, or this later time of life, becomes retirement rather than a time of kind of creatively coming to this phase and refreshing our life at least once a year. Spring's a great time to do this, so it's on my mind. I'm coming out of physical therapy. I'm thinking of new ways to freshen up how I spend my time and energy. I always put so much time for me into the work bucket and the exercise bucket. Work I've let go of the last few years by shifting away from a job as a career to a job as just a job again. Is it as meaningful? Well, not every day or every week, but what it's done is open up time in my life to expand my life in new ways, bring in new interests. So that in that way it's been really good. For me, backing off away from exercise because of my back issue, I've realized maybe I was putting too much time and energy into exercise. As good as that is for us, that can be a rut too. And I also realized, I didn't gain 100 pounds when I stopped going to the gym every day. So getting rid of that kind of old belief about if I stop this, then something bad's going to happen. No, I'm still going to go back to the gym, still going to keep doing the activities I enjoy, but I'm also looking at bringing in new things. Tomorrow I'll be back at Fairmont Cemetery where I'm starting my volunteer work there with my goal of becoming a tour guide for them one day, a cemetery tour guide. Now that may sound crazy, but I have always loved cemetery tours. I love the storytelling. I love the history from going into a cemetery and learning about all of that. So it's a whole new area for me to explore. Not something that's going to happen overnight, but I'm looking at it as something that maybe in my 70s will be a great activity and interest and meaningful way for me to spend time in my week when work does fade totally into the background. So that's an option. I'm also looking at things. For many years, I chose activities that were kind of mindless and were things I could do alone because I was out working and was stimulated all day and just needed something quieter, puzzles, knitting, those kind of activities. Not throwing those to the sideline, but I'm realizing now that I have a job where I work remotely from home and I'm spending a lot of time alone, then my interests and activities need to expand and become more stimulating, more out with people. So again, how can I shift some of that in a new direction? Don't have the answers yet, but I'm definitely doing a lot of exploring about that right now. Getting a new dog was great a year ago, and he's opened up a whole new part of my life again. I think it's something I took for granted after having my own dog for 34 years, or was it 37 years, a very long time. But now it really came in as a fresh experience to start again last summer with Robbie, and for us to have to adapt to each other and for him to fit into our home sharing arrangement with another dog and cat. So it's made it a fresh experience, even though it's something I had done in the past. So those are all the ways that we can freshen up our lives as we go out in time, and should think about doing at least on a regular basis. Think about that. I'll be back next week. You have a wonderful week. Take care. Bye-bye.